Hey, welcome back to Lesson 5 in the 2013 version of Classroom in a Book. In the first part of this lesson, we're going to be working on drawing this ice cream illustration. I actually have the PDF for Lesson 5 right here. We do have to make some adjustments towards the end. We're just going to kind of minimize that and open that up later. So we have the end file right here. And we're creating sort of an ice cream sort of demonstration right here. And we're working on, again, using the pen tool to kind of draw this ice cream shape. So we're going to open up L5 start _2. And we're going to rename this file to ice cream. Simple enough. Again, first initial, last name, underscore or dash, cream. Press OK. And we're going to pull up our pen tool. Now we're going to draw this ice cream here, and these other artboards we'll deal with those later. So P for pen tool. We're on our ice cream artboard. And we're on our artwork layer. Now we're going to start off with A. Click. And drag up to there. The extra handle went down to that red spot. Okay. And when we're clicking and dragging, we're going to try to get to that gray. And things might get a little confusing. Actually, we started backwards. So we're going to drag to the red. Go to B. Drag to the red. See? To here. Now we're going to want to do a straight line. Now remember we did that by clicking back onto our anchor tool. Back to red. And you see it's kind of matching here. Over to E. Now E doesn't have a curve, so we're just going to keep going to F and drag to that red, pick up, to G, drag to that red, pick up, over to H, drag to that red, and for H, alright, so we have to kind of move it back over here, but where our line is going up over here. So it's going to be a little confusing for our next step. So for H, let's see if the book has any special. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Option to that convert anchor point, take that red over to that orange, yellow, and now our mouse wants to pick up red. Click drag, convert anchor point, take that over here, red, and I'm going to actually undo, Command Z, I'm still on my pen tool, drag over, hold down Option, pull that handle up. When we're adjusting our handles really helps us kind of figure out where everything's going. Now since we had a fill, we don't have an option. So I'm just going to guess, click and drag down, convert anchor point over to there, back to red, click and drag. So I'm going to make the fill none, and it's pretty close, and we'll make adjustments as we go. Our next step is to drawing half of the ice cream dish. So we're going to go to Artboard 2, and this we're only drawing half. I want to make sure our fill is none, so we don't have the same issue we just dealt with there. Click A, hold down Shift so it's a nice straight line to B, click and drag to the red, to C, down to D, click and drag, and oh, we got to go back, so we're going to go click back to D, or to E, there, to F, down to G, click and drag, and it still wants to curve, so we're going to click back to there, to H, to I, click and drag. You can press escape or option click to complete that line. And once we've completed half of the ice cream dish, we're going to finish it up. So we're going to take our selection tool, select this open path. We know we selected because there's this nice bounding box. And we're going to use our reflect tool, just like we did before. Reflect is keyboard O, and rotate is R. So right there, we are going to need to make an adjustment, and we're going to position the pointer over to the I where it says anchor, and that's where we want it to anchor. We want those points to fit. And we're going to actually option click. I actually did twice. Horizontal, vertical, and we're going to make sure it's 90. Click preview. I'm going to cancel. And we're going to do this over again. So we did that too many times. We're going to actually do redo pen to pull that up. Make sure our pen tool to kind of reset what we're doing. And let's go to layers, hide our template, back to artboard. Our smart guides are on. And we're going to go O for our reflect tool. And right where I would be, we're going to do an option click. Make sure it's 90, vertical. All right. There we go. So it only flipped it, so we're actually going to go back a step, select, copy, paste in place. So we have two on top, but we can see it in our layers. Pull that reflection tool, drop it on that anchor. There we go. Zoom out. Actually, redo reflect. Take that selection tool, select both, do a Command J so it's nested together. So it is one single path. Go to layers, hide artwork and show template. And it's moved, it's totally fine from its spot. So we're going to edit curves. We're on page 161. And we're going to go to ice cream, artboard. Zoom in on the ice cream. So we drew our ice cream. Remember how I said if it wasn't perfect, we can modify it, especially over here. We can make some adjustments too. So we take our direct selection tool, keyboard shortcut A. Remember, this is how we kind of get those finite edits. And if the direct selection tool deals with anchor points and handles, and the selection tool kind of deals with the whole selection. So we're going to take direct selection tool A and go to J. This anchor point right there, I hover to click on it, and that's the anchor point. And we're just going to double click on our anchor point, and we can see we can shift it, and we're just going to bring it down just a little bit. Just trying to get it to match the figure on 161. And then we're going to go between G and H. So over here, so we're going to drag our marquee selection between both right there. So it's selecting both at the same time. And we're going to go in to the layers panel to show, we're going to hide the template. So we just see those two shapes. And we can see the selections. And as you go up here, we kind of have some options in our control panel. And we're going to select show handles for multiple selected anchor points. And it's this one is hide, this one's show. We're going to click show, and we're seeing those handles right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull on those handles right there to kind of make things a bit more rounded. If we ever lose them, we can just kind of click over both right there. And pull them out, and just kind of get some practice to move these points to figure out what they do. Let's get an idea of their functions and their purpose. So we're going to do just a deselect, Command S to save. And what we're going to do is sort of end the video here. Our next steps are going to be adding anchor points, smoothing some corner points, and making some lines. So be sure to watch our next video.